Right here tonight, brand new at 5:30. 2 weeks from now, Kentucky will be watching as the first trial in the Crystal Rogers case will be getting underway.
Now, many of you have asked if you'll be able to watch the testimony, but new tonight, the judge has ruled no cameras will be allowed in the courtroom. In that ruling, Judge Charles Sims wrote, quote, "The trial proceeding must be conducted in a dignified manner without the distraction of anyone recording the proceeding." He adds the court also wants to avoid needing to sequester a jury.
Again, that ruling from the judge coming out just late this afternoon. The trial was moved from Nelson County down to Warren County. That's Bowling Green, where the attorneys and judge believe the defendants can get a fair and impartial jury. Shay McAllister and photojournalist Jessica Farley take us to Bowling Green for a first look at that courtroom.
This is the Warren County courtroom that has been reserved for the first Crystal Rogers trial later this month. There's room for 119 people in here, but of course that includes the lawyers, the court staff, the jury, the media, the family, and members of the public. And in this gallery, the bailiffs tell us it'll be first come, first served. 10 years in the making, and now justice within reach for Crystal Rogers' family. The missing mother from Bardstown will have her case heard 90 miles away in Bowling Green, out of the community that has rallied around her and her family.
The idea was to transfer it to a county where there's not as much publicity about the case. People may not have heard as much about it.
Legal expert Nick Mudd says knowledge of her case will be a top question for potential jurors.
It would not surprise me if Judge Sims says, please raise your hand if you've heard about this case, if you know anything about it, and then have them individually approach.
He says knowledge of the case doesn't automatically disqualify a juror, but opinions would.
The question's going to be how much knowledge juries have, how many have knowledge about it, and, have any of them been swayed?
Warren County court staff tell us for a typical homicide case, they call 85 jurors and seat 14. 2 will be alternates, though they won't know that until the end of the trial. As for the other 12, they will be left to decide if Steve Lawson played a role in the murder of Crystal Rogers and subsequent cover-up. Mudd says it's unlikely they will hear how she was killed.
I think the prosecution is going to argue you don't need to know to convict someone. All you need to know is that Stephen Lawson conspired to murder Crystal Rogers with Mr. Howe.
Those close to the case say they are expecting this trial to take a week. Mudd says it could be longer, and now, just 2 weeks away, he's not convinced it will start on time.
It would not surprise me if Stephen Lawson's attorneys file another motion to continue.
Zach Buckler and Darren Wolf have been representing Lawson since August, when he fired attorney Ted Lavitt, accusing Lavitt of working with Brooks Houck's team behind his back. Mudd says the new attorney's desire for more time isn't surprising.
It does feel a little quick, I will say, 9 months for a homicide, where we do know there was tetrabytes of data, not gigabytes, tetrabytes of data.
But Judge Charles Sims has been steadfast in his stance that this trial needs to start as scheduled because another in the same case is right behind it, and he doesn't intend to make the victim's family wait any longer. Court staff tell us they're already preparing to host the Crystal Rogers trial here on the 4th floor of the Warren County Justice Center. It'll be in courtroom C. That's the largest in the building. In Bowling Green, I'm Shay McAllister, WHAS 11 on your side.
And of course, WHAS 11 News will be there bringing it all to you. Stephen Lawson's trial is scheduled to start on Tuesday, May 27th at 9 a.m. It's coming up. The other 2 men charged in this case, Joseph Lawson and Brooks Houck, will be tried together. That will begin at the end of June.